So I wanted to do a quick check-in just to see where we're at and to report on the good and bad things we've been doing, just to kind of keep this log of how we're doing or whatever. So first thing, last week was not so great on the budget. My husband and I, we have decent cars. There's nothing really wrong with them. They're nothing too fancy. My husband drives a 2009 Toyota Tacoma, so it was a good little car when we bought it. But, you know, it's 8 years old now, so it's starting to get to the place where it needs a little bit more maintenance. So last week, he noticed that he had an oil leak at the front of his car, obviously where the engine is. And so he kind of did some research on it and looked into some different things, and he discovered that there was a gasket, I guess, in the engine that needed to be replaced. Well, it wasn't something he could do because he can, like, change the oil and do small, you know, like change brakes and stuff like that. But it was more complicated because they actually had to take, like, parts of the engine apart and stuff like that. I don't know a lot about cars, but anyway, so he had to have it worked on by a shop. So he called around and got some prices, and we found a place that did it for the least expensive, and it ended up being about $1,200. But we obviously thought for a second, should we just get a new car? This one's gonna start having problems. But we decided spending that $1,200, if it buys us at least a year or two before we have to get a new car, which is kind of the plan, based on some other things, it's kind of the plan that we want to do. We're like, we have the $1,200, let's just put it into the car, fix it, and buy us a year. Because if you look at it kind of that way, $1,200 divided by a year, that's $100 a month. If you had to split it up, $100 a month payment is a lot cheaper than if we went and got a new car and had to get a loan, because at this point right now we would not be able to cash flow a car. So we looked at that as, you know, that's the better financial choice right now. So we did that, took a little bit out of our savings for that, but we had it there, so that was definitely good. And actually, we haven't even taken it out yet. What we did is the shop accepts credit cards, and now, you know, we've tried not to use our credit cards frivolously or without a plan. Our plan is put it on our credit card, which is an Amazon card that we get points for spending things, and then as soon as the bill comes, that's when we take the money out of our bank and we pay it. So we have the money there ready to go. I feel like if you're going to use credit cards, and you know, it's taken us a long time again to get to the point where we can use them responsibly. So if you're going to use credit cards, use them that way to try to make yourself a little money. With my Amazon card, last time I bought, with my points, I bought a nice vacuum. So that's kind of what I save up those points to buy big purchases with. So we did that. So that was definitely like a hit on the finances, but I felt like it was a win because we were in a position where it didn't really change too much. So that was definitely good. And then the next thing, so that's definitely, you know, a money budget deal on the right direction. The next thing is, as far as the gaining money and losing weight aspect, I have started getting up in the mornings, on some mornings, and I go to our local rec center, which I get a free membership through my work for, and I've been swimming in the mornings before work. So I've, you know, at least a half an hour worth of exercise. I'm trying to get 45 minutes to an hour, just to make it worth my time for going. So I've been swimming and, you know, getting some exercise that way. So I'm definitely, you know, being healthier that way. And I'm also showering there at the rec center. So I feel like I'm saving the water money, which isn't a ton, but you never know. Over the course of 20 years it could add up, right? So anyway, I'm kind of doing that, and that's been working out really well. It's on my way to work, so it's not like it adds any more gas or anything like that. So that's been really great. And then another kind of financial win is I've been doing good with planning out our meals each week and trying to make things that we have in the freezer or that we have, that we haven't eaten. So tonight I actually have an appointment after work, and I wouldn't be getting home till later. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just meet Mitch and Mitchell and we'll grab dinner out because it's going to be late. Well, I thought about that, and I thought, you know what, if we all go to a decent restaurant, non-fast food, it's going to cost like $35 by the time, we each get something to eat, because Mitchell eats a meal, a kid's meal. By the time we get a drink, if we do that, and then we tip, it's going to be like $35. So I thought, what do we have here that's easy and that I can kind of half make and Mitch can finish when I get home? So we have kind of a prepackaged, it's a broccoli, not rice, not risotto, oh gosh, orzo, yeah, there we go, broccoli, orzo, chicken, cheesy, kind of skillet meal. So not super healthy, but, eating out wouldn't have been healthy either. So I put the chicken in the crock pot this morning. That way that is all cooked and ready to go. Mitch just has to shred it up and kind of throw it in a pan with the skillet dish. So that should be ready when I get home, and really it should only take him like 10 minutes to make it. And we just saved $35 because I know we, paid for that, the chicken and the box thing, but seriously, that probably only equals less than 10, probably closer to $5. So that's super awesome. We've definitely been doing that a lot more, and we've been thinking about, okay, we have this expense, how are we going to cover it? What part of the budget does it need to come out? Whereas before it was like, swipe the debit card, and, it comes out of our checking account. We are doing so good. Like, when we get paid, great. We have money there for a couple weeks now until the bills start coming out. And, I pull out our cash at the beginning of the month, so that comes out. But then, it just kind of all balances out, and we've just had more money. And it's like, we're not making any more money. And I don't feel like before we were really, going crazy or anything like that. But we just didn't have our money assigned to where it needed to go. So that's definitely been so freeing and so just taking some of the stress off, which has been really nice because work's been super stressful lately. So then the final thing I kind of wanted to talk about, I have been hearing about the Dave Ramsey podcast of his show. So I downloaded several of those to my phone to kind of listen to on the way to work, to listen to whenever I have time. And it's just been nice because this is kind of my first experience with him. I've read a few of his books, that sort of thing, heard a lot about him. I watch a lot of people talk about him on YouTube, and he's going to tell you how it is. And even though, people don't really want to hear how it really is a lot of the time, that's his job, and that he's doing a good job at helping people get out of debt and be better with their money. I kind of relate it to when I go to the doctor and they're like, oh, you need to exercise more and eat healthier and you need to lose weight. It's like, well, I know all those things. Why are you telling me? I don't like coming because you tell me that, and that makes me feel bad. But that's their job. That's what their job is, to try to help keep you healthy, just like his job is to try to help, people with their finances. My job, I'm a special education teacher. When I have those meetings with parents, it's not my job to tell parents, oh, everything will be fine, you're nothing to worry about. My job is to tell them, what areas their child struggles with and how we can try to fix, help them learn strategies and things to overcome their disabilities. So I just thought that was kind of a neat thing to see, because even I'm like, the way I don't want to say the way he talks to people, but like just, you know, the things he says, I'm like, oh gosh, that sounds harsh, but it is what it is. So anyway, I just thought I'd finish out with that today. I'm on my way to work now. It's picture day. So I'm going to get there and get that taken care of and then start my day. So talk to you guys later. Bye.